So from the character perspective, I was kind of curious. When Elena found out what JR did with her father's land, why didn't she just go to Bobby and say, what the heck?
It's so funny because we're about to shoot a scene in which he asks her that. And I think Elena's been in the family for so long, and she's witnessed so much screwing, both literal and figurative, and so much backstabbing, and she just... So much happens with her family, not only the loss of the land, but more as the season evolves. And I think Cliff's manipulative, and I think he's convincing, and I think so is Juan Pablo's character, Nicholas Joaquin. And I think she just gets sucked into this sort of vortex of lies and deception, and I think she believes that the only way to get revenge is through bringing them down, and it's not so simple. I think she also doesn't want it to be like, it's not as easy as like, here Bobby, like, here's what you did, like, now make it better. It's not just a business deal to her, you know, like, this is huge. This is like an entire family that's been screwed because of JR's greed. So it's not just about money. It's big. So it requires something big to show them up.
So what are the limits so it still makes sense for her to get revenge? What if how far she can go and it will still make sense, you know, because you're saying it's big, and it's true, it's big, but still it has to make sense on screen, so storyline-wise.
Well, I think she, what's great about the character to me this season is that she questions herself constantly. And she, with every step, with everything she's doing, she's like, you know, I still love these people, and what am I doing to them? And some of them are good, and some of them are bad, but how can I be doing this? And that's what's really interesting about her journey this season. And some of it doesn't make sense to her. So I think that's reflective of what we do as human beings. Like, we're like, one thing makes sense one day, one thing doesn't make sense the next day, and she's confused throughout the process. It's not black and white to her. But we're still shooting the scenes, and I'm not sure how the season ends. But I think she does get justice ultimately. So
this season,
yes.
Are we going to be seeing Drew again this season?
Yes.
What can you say about Elena's relationship with Nicholas?
Nicholas. They are, you know, I asked the writers, how come Elena only hooks up with people that she knew as a kid? Like, I find that very odd. But, I mean, he's also a childhood friend of hers. And you end up wondering who's pulling the strings. Is it Elena or is it Nicholas? But I love working with him. We have wonderful chemistry and we get along great. And but it's definitely a relationship where I think the audience will sort of wonder at what Nicholas's intentions are, because it's Dallas after all.